Hello and welcome to Project 5P. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough today of one of our gardens. This is just a patio garden here. This is mostly my wife's work, and there is everything from carrots, tomatoes. Some of these tomatoes I think are just volunteer, just popping up that weren't even planted. Spinach. Some of this stuff is nearing the end of its cycle. Some of the stuff is also getting chewed up by some caterpillars, but and then I think she said some of this stuff went straight to seed this year because of the quick transition apparently from the cold weather, and it got hot really quick here. There is, what is this, squash or watermelon? More tomato. There are strawberries that we just harvested, blueberries that we just harvested, blackberries that we just harvested. Another, I think this is boysenberry, various other types of tomatoes, asparagus, not asparagus, what am I thinking of? Oregano. Sorry, oregano. And probably some more stuff that I don't even know what it is. I believe these are also both blueberry that either haven't come on. There's some that need to be picked. Most of that has already been harvested though. We got some grapes over here. And let me show you quickly. We got compost tumblers. That's just one portion of our compost strategy of those tumblers. We also have a compost pile and another portion of the garden. Let me take you around real quick to some of the fruit trees. So these are first year fruit trees, most of which are not producing yet. This is a Mariposa plum, as you can see, and most of these I'm keeping in pots for now for a specific purpose. I'm experimenting and testing something out. But as you can see, there's also some volunteer tomatoes growing in that thing too. Did not plant that there. Don't know where they came from, but I'm kind of just letting it be for now. Like I said, a lot of this is experimental, testing some different theories out with pots, with soils, with different variations of pollinators around, things like that. This is a Bing cherry, honey crisp apple. This here is an apricot, snow peach, plum. Let's see, another snow peach. This one here is almond. And then we have lots of citrus here, just tiny little ones in little pots that need to be transplanted. These are, again, beginners. A fig. Again, all these are citrus mostly. Kumquat, mandarin, lime, lemon. Got another apricot here. This one is, what is this one? Oh, here it is. Fuji apple, which my wife again is experimenting with a graft on this one. No clue personally, to be honest with you, how that works, but nectarine, another peach. So yeah, those are two of our patio gardens, and like I said, this is largely experimental with different versions of soil and potting and just location, positioning, things like that. But I'm trying to practice what I preach. I'm a strong proponent here for self-sufficiency, growing your own food, producing your own food in addition to storing food. Because even if you have stored food, even the most stored food, the highest quantities of stored food, which I'm a strong advocate for, eventually you're gonna have to break into those buckets. Eventually that food, God willing, and you know, should the Lord tarry, will run out eventually. So you have to get in the habit of actually producing food as well, not just storing food. So we have more gardens, but this is a couple of the patio gardens. I encourage you to do the same. If you don't have the space, just a couple small plants, 2 or 3, you can do that on a patio. Just something, get started, anything. And then, because you can't wait until SHTF, you can't wait until you actually need food to start panicking and growing, because by then it's too late. Any gardeners out there know, like I said, a lot of this is an experimental process. Unless you just have some God-given talent for a green thumb, I mean, it's definitely a learning curve. There's a lot to learn. You're not going to grow probably the first year, maybe even the second year. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of mistakes to be made. There's a lot of trial and error. So you got to be going 2, 3, 4 years in advance of any SHTF or any scenario where you will actually need the food production. So anyway, plant a garden, do something, get after it.